What's up, you little chickadees? It's your boy Flaffic, and welcome to Flaffic's Fleet TCG. OP13 releases today, and I know we're all excited about it, right?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Okay, I know not all of us are super jazzed about going into this triangle meta and having all this power creep, but I'm here to tell you that you don't hate OP13 as much as you think you do. Let's get into it. The thing that seems to be sticking in everybody's craw is, of course, the onset of Emu and Ace, the boogeymen of OP13 that, together with OP12 Zoro, form the three kings of the foreseeable future. However, I think there's a massive silver lining in this set that a lot of folks are missing. We've got new leaders in Ace, Emu, Luffy, Roger, Sabo, and Bonnie, but I don't want to talk about those nerds, okay? Because there's more than enough coverage on YouTube about them. If you want to see a primer, I suggest you go check out the Joy Boys' videos on them. They've got some how-to-play guides that I think are pretty quirky and very well made, so go check those out. But instead, before you do that, stick around with this video because I would rather talk about the individual pieces in OP13 that are souping up various archetypes, because we're getting so much sauce this set, and I feel like a lot of it is being rather looked over by the community because of the prevalence of the three kings. Starting off on Egghead, they're eating amazingly well this set. We've got the new 1-drop Lilith Searcher that checks the top 4 for a card with trigger, and on trigger gets to activate its on-play effect. As it stands now, this is the only in-archetype searcher that Egghead has, so it's nice to finally get our hands on one. Next up, we've got the new 1-drop Vegapunk that gains blocker if you've got at least 2 given Dawn. Nothing crazy, but it does have possible legs in the new Jewelry Bonnie that lets you give 2 Dawn whenever you play a character with trigger. Complementing both the Egghead and budding Seraphim archetype is the new 4-drop S-Snake. She's a decently solid 5k body that can turn a life card face up in order to shrink something when she comes down or attacks. This is a piece that I don't think is too crazy or anything, to write home about, but it is unique enough that I think it could find its way into some flux spots of various Egghead lists. The new 3-cost Edison makes a fantastic 2k option for Egghead lists who normally just pack in vanilla 2ks. The activated ability of trashing himself to draw a card and rest a 3 or less is kind of narrow, but it's nothing to scoff at since it replaces itself and can rest those pesky 2-cost blockers. Even better is that it gets its effect for free off trigger, and you don't have to meet the life threshold required from the main effect. The new 7-cost Stussy is an absolute standout, being a 7k blocker that plays a 5-cost Egghead character with trigger from hand when she comes down. This can be a wide variety of things, but what first comes to mind is using her to go super wide with the 5-cost Vegapunk from EBO2. Now, this next one is easily the best new Egghead card of the bunch, but it comes with the caveat of having quite possibly the grossest artwork I think we've ever had printed into this game. Seriously, Bandai, if you're watching this, it's embarrassing. This card makes me actually kind of embarrassed to say that I play One Piece because I don't want normal people coming around to my LGS and seeing this card hit the table. Seriously, Bonnie is a child, but the card is just as gross as the artwork, being a 10k body with rush that forces the opponent to take a life as soon as she hits the board. If you're at 1, the trigger can even rest a 7-drop. This is an insanely aggressive tool that you can be sure to expect Vegapunk and Bonnie lists to play for the foreseeable future. Now there's more Egghead stuff in this set, but it's mostly just vanillas and a couple of events, so I'm gonna move on, but before I do, I want to shout out the new Gum Gum Dawn stamp. This card is an insane new piece for both Egghead and Straw Hats that can KO a base cost 6 or less character for just 5 Dawn and a flipped life card. Very solid, but nothing to write home about as we move into this meta full of KO prevention clauses. Now the next big winner as far as archetypes go is easily the Revolutionary Army, because they did get a lot of support in this set. Starting off, we have this new 2-cost Ivankov that really changes the game for decks like Bello Betty by giving a layer of protection for its smaller characters. The fact that it's low-costed and a 1k is also super sweet. In keeping with KO prevention clauses, we've got this new 6-drop Monkey D. Dragon. With 1k counter, a decent body, and the ability to prevent your other Revo Army characters from being KO'd, this seems like a super solid pillar for the archetype. Next up is this 4-cost Inazuma that's a little lacking IMO. It's a 2k counter, which is nice, but only giving 1 Dawn to something for a 4-drop just seems a little underwhelming. I'm not sure though, let me know what you think. Now the red sauce is super standout, but OP13 does see us getting a new red and black Sabos. Come on, bless you buddy. It does see us getting a new red and black Sabo, so of course we're getting new black Revolutionary Army cards. Bless you again, you little sneezy bastard. He wants his bone. Come here, buddy. Come get your bone. You gotta snack first. He likes his bone. The new 5-cost Koala is actually an insanely sweet card. It packs 1k counter, a solid 6k body, and built-in KO protection from its leader lock +3 cost. Moreover, it lets you recycle cards from your trash back into your deck, granting a Dawn to anything in the process. This is an effect that I would love to see more of across the color pie, because being able to recycle individual cards from your trash is a huge boon for decks that play a long game and lots of searchers. Rounding out our new Revolutionary Army toys is the secret rare 6-cost Sabo. It's a decent costed blocker that lets you give added cost protection and a given Dawn to your leader once a turn. Nothing groundbreaking, but an interesting piece nonetheless. I still think we just play the OP04 Sabo though in most Revolutionary Army lists that feature black. Before I get into what I think is the biggest winner of the set, I want to talk about the archetypes that only got 1 or 2 random solid pieces of support. The dopest of which for me is this new Boa Marigold for the Kuja Pirates archetype. For 5 Dawn, you get a 4k blocker with 1k counter that lets you play a 6-cost or less Boa Hancock from your hand. This effect is actually crazy in conjunction with the 6-cost OP07 Hancock that stops attackers, or the new 5-drop one from PRBO2 come OP14 when we get a blue and yellow Hancock leader. Next up for the land of Wano, we've got this absolutely cracked 4-drop Hiyori. She's a blocker with 0 power and 1k counter that lets you gain a life when she dies by trashing a card. Sensational. Okay, so we now arrive at the film support in OP13, and boy howdy is it phenomenal. I mean, seriously, aside from the obviously new stuff, the Emu support, the Roger support, the Whitebeard Pirate support, film is eating the best out of every other archetype in the set, and they've got a slew of new gas that completely revitalizes the way that we play mono green Uda. Starting off, we have a new Gordon, a fantastic new 2k counter that for 1 Dawn lets you reveal a film type card from your hand to set 2 Dawn as active at the end of your turn. This will be a running theme. Next up, we have the new 4-cost 5k Zoro. He sets 2 Dawn active when he hits the board and sets himself active at the end of your turn, which means he gets to swing indiscriminately without worrying about getting killed on the clapback. Then there's the double dipping 5-drop Chopper that fits snugly into both film and red-green Chopper. He packs a 6k body with 1k counter and sets 2 of your Dawn active when he hits the board. Hitting the 2-step with him is the new 5-drop Sanji that also sets 2 Dawn active on play with a nice bonus of getting to set another one active at the end of your turn. Pair that with 7k power and you've got an absolute unit for the archetype. Kobe also joins the 5-cost party with a new 6k blocker that, you guessed it, sets a Dawn active when he comes into play. I mean, we just keep racking them up, but speaking of racking them up, this is the film archetype, so of course you know we gotta get another Uda in this bitch. And this one is an absolute doll. She packs a stock standard 4-drop 5k body with 1k counter, but in keeping with the theme, she sets 2 Dawn active when she comes into play, with the caveat of not being able to play any more characters with a base cost of 5 or less for the turn. The real kicker though, is that when she dies, you get to play a 5-drop from your hand for free, it just has to come in rested. Robin's here with a 7-drop that stops a character with a cost of 8 or less from being rested until your opponent's next turn, making it a solid option on curve if you're able to keep up character parity with your opponent. My penultimate pick for the archetype is this outstandingly splashable 6-cost 6k Law. If your life is at 1 or less, he gains blocker, and he lets you bounce a character to your hand to play a 5-cost character from your hand rested. This is maybe just okay in film, but has the potential to be an amazing piece in green as a whole. Haha, I said a-hole. Rounding out our bevy of new film sauce is our newest boss monster, 10-cost Shanks. The beauty of this guy is in his simplicity, being a 12k body that sets all 10 of your Dawn active when he comes into play, with the totally fake drawback of not being able to play any more characters for the turn. Oh no. There you have it, folks, what I believe to be some of the biggest unspoken winners of OP13. Now, there's plenty of more film cards that I would love to talk about, but I think you get the picture. Most of them involve restanding Dawn, and if you're very interested, just go over to the One Piece database and check out the set for yourself. But I know lots of you out there are undergoing a certain degree of feels bad regarding this meta, and I understand it, but I don't share the sentiment. And while I don't share the sentiment, I encourage you to look at the bright side. Because after all, most of us aren't going to be grinding the shit out of the tournament scene, playing exclusively into Ace, Emu, and Zoro. Most of us are going to be like me, or like you, likely, who are just people who enjoy playing the game, going to locals, playing with their friends, and just having a good time, playing on the sim, what have you. So, enjoy these quirky new little pieces, and be sure to continue enjoying the game. I know it's kind of, hard with all this bad press out there, but like I said, keep in mind, you're not going to be fighting Jonas every time you sit down to play One Piece. You're just going to be playing the homies, right? So continue enjoying the game, enjoy these new little pieces, and continue enjoying the people that you play with. This has been Flapix Fleet TCG. I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy OP13. We're going to have a grand old time this set, and come EBO3 and OP14, we're going to even have a better time. So, like I said, thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time on Flapix Fleet TCG.